All right, everybody. Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. Well, it's pre-recorded. What can I say? Somebody had sent me a article in regards to one of the cast from Friends. One of America's sweethearts back in the day, Jennifer Aniston, who was married to Brad Pitt and a couple other, higher-ranking individuals, I guess, in the Hollywood scene throughout the years. Now, I have read certain articles in regards to Miss Aniston, in regards to, there's a couple that she got upset when they were talking about the fact that, she didn't have any children, and everyone was labeling her as selfish. And of course, in this one article, it's not her fault, and she wanted to have kids, and she struggled with IVF, and she wanted to keep it a secret. All I could say is, Miss Aniston, you squandered your opportunity in life to be a mother, and you did so for your career, status, and money. All right, and that's fine. That was your decision. It's your right to make those decisions. But if you make decisions that lead to actions have consequences. Period. Plain and simple. You're not going to be able to outrun time. There is no magic pills you could take to keep you young. We are all on the conveyor belt that clicks one day at a time until we fall into, you guessed it, the refuse pile. Now, I know a lot of women out there like, Popp, that's so mean. And you're right. It is mean. Reality is a harsh mistress, and quite frankly, you ladies that are 32 or older, don't have any kids, I can hear your waxworks drying up from here, and it sounds like Rice Krispies in milk. In fact, if you speak to me, speak loudly, because I have a hard time hearing over the crinkled up cellophane sound of your waxworks turning into a mummified museum, if you know what I'm saying.
Are you the kind of person who's run out of feelings to hurt?
Yeah. Wah, wah, wah.
Wah.
Then we have the Redonkulas swag for you. And we have multiple locations where you can get it. Go to the Stream Elements store or Crypto Fashion and embrace your inner fat punisher. Because after all,
there's a little bad pop in all of us. Even your mother.
Shirts, stickers, mugs, and hats are on sale now. Your support helps keep us independent from big tech and keeps this life-saving train on the tracks. Links are in the Meat Gazer box.
Some of the sources here. Let's see what we got. All right, and here's a picture of old, half a century old Miss Aniston on the cover of this magazine. And, for 53, she looks okay. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But you can ask any dude out there. It doesn't matter what she looks like. 53 is still 53. And there's something in our heads when women get around 40 where we literally, dial down our interest in them to great effects. Now, and I'm not saying the women that are 40 or older are not going to be able to, meet men and what have you. That always happens. But the odds of it happening for you are greatly reduced. Okay, I believe a 40-year-old woman has somewhere between a 5 and 8% chance of finding a husband. And a woman 45 or older, roughly, it's anywhere from 1 to 2.5% for each year after that. And it just goes down, but just trying to be nice here, we'll leave it at 2.5%. And, you know, they're going to call me a bigot and an istophobe, igot, whatever. I don't care. I'm just telling you here. Now, when you go through this, you know, the Friend Star 53 has been plagued with tabloid pregnancy rumors throughout her time in the spotlight. Now, every woman that spends time in the spotlight is going to have this happen. There's still an echo of the way life used to be back in the day, where everyone would think a woman wasn't complete until she became a mother, blah, blah, blah. And if that never happened, you know, there's this veil of pity that falls on them. And they want that gone. Quite frankly, I say let them have it. They did it to themselves. And you're going to see how her life is going to unfold here. Because, you know, chances are she's going to live another 30 years. All right. And I've said this forever since I started filming videos on this show. 40 to 80 is a long fucking time. And quite frankly, 80% of the women out there are going to be north of 35 and childless by 2030. There's a couple of studies out there, and I read a couple articles on this. All right, so they get to 35 and they don't have a kid. It gets all kinds of crazy from there. It is one of my beliefs that the reason we have so much Down syndrome and Asperger's and what have you, kids being born on the spectrum in the past 15, 20 years, is women have been having their children later in life. All right, and there's a direct correlation here. Let's go to it right here. You guys are going to love this. All right, this is from madeformoms.com. And this one here, basically, you can read the headline. Fertility shock. Women lose over 80% of their eggs by the age of 30. All right, so to put this into perspective, all right, up until 30, it's a pretty even game, on the ice. Like from 16 to 28-ish, 26-ish, depending upon genetics. There literally is no goalie in the net. Both defensemen are in the penalty box serving majors. Anyone can score. Boom. One goes by the goalie. You're on the hook for 18 to 21 years, depending upon the state you're in. And if that child is born with a defect or some kind of handicap, you're on the hook for the rest of your life. Keep that in the back of your mind, gentlemen, before you start raw dogging women who are clearly in baby rabies territory, which is 32 to 42, sometimes 45. It's not going to work out for you. All right, I'm not going to read this entire article because that's not my job. I'm just saying, there's the headline right there. Okay, and we are going to see even more craziness moving forward. Okay, now this next one here, this one's a little more politically friendly. All right, they're not actually trying to hurt your feelings because they're weak and they don't want to tell you the truth. Here it is. They're saying from age 18 to 24, you have a very, very good chance. 25 to 30, you still have, a pretty decent chance of conceiving. 31 to 35 is where it starts to get really dicey, and I think a lot of the doctors refer to any pregnancy beyond the age of 33 or 34 as a what's the word I'm looking for? Senior kind of pregnancy, where it gets very dicey because of the chromosomes within the eggs are starting to go. And then they have 36 to 40, and then 41 to 45. Quite frankly, anything north of 38 is a pipe dream. Yeah, can it happen? Yes. If you haven't had kids up until that point, chances are it's not going to happen. A lot of these women in today's day and age are buying into the horse shit of I'm just going to freeze my eggs and everything will be hunky-dory. Well, first of all, that's very expensive just to freeze your eggs because you have to take the medication to get them nice and ripe. There's a process to collect them, and then you have to pay for them to be frozen. Time progresses. Yes, those eggs were taken out of your body when your body was younger. You take them out. You have to risk having a large percentage of them die and not survive the freezing process. And if you waited until you were 30, 31, you're literally freezing, partially damaged eggs as it is. And a large amount of these ladies are trying to use these old-ass eggs that have been frozen forever, get them fertilized, and then try to grow them in a shriveled-up, desiccated tobacco purse, which is their uterus. And it's not working. And you're seeing all kinds of stories of all this heartbreak and wah. All right. I'm just going to be honest. When and if that time rolls around, when a lot of these women are singing the blues because they don't have any kids, they don't have any man, the safety net, which they're enjoying now, is going to go bankrupt because we're being led by a mob. And all of a sudden, these ladies are going to be stuck north of 40 with no children and no family and no money. And then they're going to come crying to us, asking for help, and they want all of this bullshit. Listen, they all know the deal. They all bought into the feminist poison. And now they have to reap the consequences of their decisions and actions. And we don't have to do anything other than ignore them and get on with our lives and watch it implode. All right? Now, this is just an article from a woman who's at the pinnacle of success. All right? She is rich. She's a multimillionaire, very talented, was a great actress. Did a lot of great things with her career in life. But in the back of her mind, she's always going to remember she'll never be a mother. All right? And yeah, I'm sure she can adopt. And I don't know if she has or she's planning to. I really don't care. All I'm saying is, ladies, take the hint, take the warning. Do not waste your youth on frivolous horseshit, because that which weighs an ounce today will weigh a ton tomorrow. And carrying a ton on your back from the age of 40 to 80 when you fall off this mortal coil and get converted to worm stew or dead meat or whatever you want to call it. All right? It's a long fucking time. And you did it to yourself, and you heard it here first. Take it easy.